Right, now that we've left the starting line, let's head deeper into this binary hole. In order to encounter this next Alchemon, we're going to have to visit a place in the Woods of Dunkel, one of the 3 biomes of the region. I'll go into more detail about it in another arc, but long story short, these are basically tricked out sections of the world map with incredibly powerful Pokemon if you look deep enough. You're also going to have to explore these biomes in order to trigger some story elements, so be careful whenever you do. This one in particular has not only 2 landmarks that you can explore, but also a town called Cogsmith where you can battle the local gym leader. But again, more on that in another arc. As for the local Pokemon you can find around here, well, there's a lot, but some examples are these newbies, which include Deervoyance, so you can catch that if you want to, as well as all of these oldies, which includes Cleathor, a Pokemon that was thought to be extinct. Well, it is in its former home, the Sinnoh region, but it now thrives here in the Revolu region. There are some other new Pokemon that you can find around these parts, but unfortunately, they will not be revealed in this arc. So, again, you're going to have to watch another one in order to find out what they all are. I can show off a couple of them though, like this one, or should I say 2. These guys are Dolduo, the mannequin Pokemon. Said to be 2 ghosts possessing 2 identical dolls, they are always found in pairs, always mimicking each other's moves flawlessly. Anyone who attempts to copy alongside them will be caught in their trance. Those who follow these Pokemon into the woods are never seen again. A little scary, I know, but they should make a pretty decent team member if you choose to add them. Also, we've got a handful of other Spectres to show off today, so try to rally your courage, because you're gonna need it. Oh, player, you decided to show up again. Oh, thank goodness. Anyway, I've gotten a few reports that an Alchemon would be located somewhere around here in the Dunkel Woods. Something about scaring off some of the locals or something with terrifying shrieks. Yeah, sounds unsettling, I know, but that's why we're here. To try and find it. I requested if one of the gym leaders could give us some clues. They've lived in the Woods of Dunkel most of their lives, so they know what they're talking about. Hopefully. On another note, how's that Alchemon that you obtained back at the power plant? I see. Mind if I take a look at it then? Alright, what's the matter with you? I see. Well, player, it looks like your Melmuck here doesn't like battling. You may have earned its trust, but it doesn't seem interested in conflict. The only reason why it attacked us back there probably was because it was stressed. All Pokemon have their reasons for lashing out, which only makes me wonder what exactly Clover did to him. Anyway, looks like you won't be able to use it in Pokemon battles, but he should still prove useful to you. Sarah's right. Melmuck, as well as all the other Alchemon that you will find throughout this arc, are basically ride Pokemon for this game. Similar to Legends Arceus, you can bring them out and they'll help you in the overworld. Melmuck, for instance, can use its large arms to smash through boulders, allowing you to find hidden goodies like more Alchemist Stones, or find hidden pathways. All the Alchemon will give you some sort of advantage in the overworld, so make sure to keep that in mind as you progress through this hypothetical game. Hey there, my dear. I apologize if I was late. Got caught up in my work again. And these woods. I'll never get tired of them. That's alright, Mom. Player, this is Soren, the local gym leader. She's here to point us in the right direction. Soren, this is Player. They'll be assisting me. Well, it's nice to meet you, Player. Although, haven't I seen you somewhere else before? You remind me of a challenger. Have you been to my gym by any chance? Probably nothing. So, what would you like to know, my dear? Well, you see, Mom, Player and I are journalists, and we've heard strange rumors about a mysterious Pokemon terrorizing the locals, especially at night. Would you happen to know anything? Well, I may be an old-timer, but I know a thing or two about strange. As a matter of fact, I believe I might know what you're talking about. A while ago, a trainer came around these parts with one of those Alchemon. I can't recall what they looked like, I didn't see their face, but I think they had black and red hair. Anyway, I may not be fond of those things, but that man was an absolute brute. He treated that Alchemon quite poorly. I actually felt sorry for it. But a while ago, he disappeared right into these woods, and I haven't seen him since. After that, those mysterious cries you referred to started happening. I guess that was the Alchemon you're looking for. Do you have any idea where it is now? Where exactly, no, but I believe if it would be anywhere, I would have to say Connor's Manor, that's it. It's not too far from here. You should be able to make it there before dark. If I was a distressed Pokemon, that's where I would go. Yeah, as far away from people as possible. Safe bet. Wait, Connor's Manor? Where? Never mind. Thank you, Mom. This is great info. Thank you so much. We'll take it from here. My pleasure, my dear. Although, if you are checking out the Connor's Manor, I would recommend being very careful. There are many dangers in that area. Lots of ghost-type Pokemon that would love to jump out and scare you at any moment. I'm sure we can handle a few ghosts. Come on, player, let's go. I just hope this Pokemon isn't the one that I'm thinking of. The idea of that thing still being out there sends shivers down my spine. Well, here comes the spook factor. The Connor's Manor is an abandoned location deep within the woods of Dunkel. It was said to be owned by a scientist who had the place built all to himself. This was so he could focus on his work in peace. Unfortunately, this left him to become obsessed with being alone. He rarely ever left the mansion, and one day, he never left it again. Now the place has been left to rot, with only ghost-type Pokemon calling it home, as well as the Alchemon we're here to investigate. My goodness. Player, since the Alchemon isn't around here, it could be somewhere inside of the mansion, so make sure to stay together and be on your guard. The trainer who left it here could also be around too. Maybe. Just let's just stay together, okay? Come on, let's just go. We're burning daylight, and I do not want to be around after dark. It'll make investigations a nightmare. I can see now why Sarah's so keen to leave. This dungeon's a bit of a pain to traverse through. Basically, you'll have to look through the entire mansion in order to find clues to get the location of the Alchemon. All the while, you'll have to deal with the locals, each clue you find giving you a surprise encounter. As for what Pokemon can be found in this place, here are some of the newbies you can find, which includes Paling for the first time, so this is your chance to capture one yourself, and here are some of the oldies. Other than that, well, here's another new encounter, which you have just got to see. This is the spirit Pokemon Revolution Yamask. Though to be honest, I think the name Mask isn't really fitting with this guy. They're said to be the spirits of people who died while watching television. And because of this, parents will often tell their kids, if you watch too much television, you will turn into a Yamask. They're very zoned out in comparison to their other regional counterparts and often don't look for trouble. They have a new signature ability called La La Land, which does work very similarly to their original signature, Mummy, only it also confuses the target. So if you want to add these guys to your team, just keep that in mind. This place feels like it goes on forever. How many more clues do we need to find? Player, why are you looking at me like that? Is this because you still think I'm scared? Listen to me. I've dealt with much worse while working for iPad, believe me. Luca and I have seen stuff that you wouldn't even begin to imagine. Things that only your nightmares would come up with, so trust me, I believe I can handle a little mansion like that. Who's there? Probably just another ghost-type Pokemon playing. Booga, booga, booga! Jesus, that came out of nowhere. This big boy is Dollmera, the fusion Pokemon. And yes, believe it or not, this is the evolved form of Dolduo, evolving at level 30. The two Doll Pokemon have fused into one, though scientists are still figuring out how the heck this evolution is possible. I mean, two small dolls becoming this massive thing? It's just a little hard to believe. Although, people have noticed that a strange rotting smell emanates from this Pokemon's mouth. Regardless, you don't want to get on this thing's bad side, though feel free to add it to your team if you're interested. Is it gone? Oh, thank goodness. Alright, fine, I admit it. I'm afraid of ghost-type Pokemon. Happy? I hope not. Because if you tell Luca about this, so help me, not only will he never let me hear the end of it, but I will personally make sure that your career is cut short. Sorry. Oh, look, here's another clue. And a photograph? Wait, is this... I knew it. Oh, nothing relevant at the moment. Maybe. Look, let's just find that alchemist Pokemon. I think we'll be able to figure out where it is, now that we've gathered enough information. And now that I'm adding it all up... Oh, I am not going to like it. The graveyard. Why does it always have to be the graveyard? Forgive me, player, I normally don't complain, but if we have to come back here another night, I don't think I can take it. Wait, is that? It is. It's Mr. Nicholas. Okay, Clover was one thing, but Mr. Nicholas himself, that can't be a coincidence. They're hiding something. I know it. He's beginning to leave. Come on, player. Let's fall... Strange. Do you smell something burning? Introducing Project Purgatory, Mighty Stone. A bit of a lame name for a cool design, yeah, but keep in mind Nicholas did name all of these Alchemon, and it doesn't appear that he's the most creative. Anyway, this Pokemon is a fusion of Mightyena and Houndstone. The attempt was to make an Alchemon that simply looked cool for publicity's sake. However, Houndstone is usually a very chill Pokemon, while Mightyena is a very angry one. The result? The Pokemon is restless, feeling almost no other emotion other than hate and anger. The Pokemon burns with a fiery passion, and even has a signature move, Wrathful Flame, a ghost-type move that also doubles as a fire-type move. It will use that signature to charge at you during your battle with it, and will dig underground in an attempt to surprise you. It's mainly a physical Pokemon though, so as long as you keep your distance, you'll be able to find an opening. Just keep an eye out for any of the other Pokemon it will summon to try and heed your progress. That being these little guys, Graveyena, their pre-evolution. Due to the melding of DNA, it is also pretty angry, but it's also blind, so it mostly spends its time underground. Though of course being a hybrid, it's nowhere near as good as Houndstone. Still, if you trod on him by accident, you'll be caught in a burst of fire, which may leave you open to Mighty Stone's attack, so be careful. Otherwise, you'll be dragged into the grave with them. Now that we've calmed this Alchemon down, at least a little, we'll be able to use its claws to dig up certain areas. We'll even be able to ride on its back, making traversing incredibly easy. It's both a free ride and a treasure hunter. There you go again. Even with a Pokemon as distressing as that, you're able to befriend it with no trouble at all. Impressive. Anywho, now that that's dealt with, let's see if we can... Ah, bugger, he's gone! Ah well, I don't think he noticed us. Ah well, at least this confirms that they're up to something. And a little suspicion I had. Well, take a look at this. It's an old photograph. I found it while we were in that mansion. And look who's on it. I'm surprised I didn't make this connection before. Nicholas's last name is Connors, Professor Nicholas Connors. This place used to be his home. But that can't be right, can it? It doesn't look like this mansion has been touched for years. Maybe we should have a chat with Connors ourselves. I'm going to ask Luca if he can meet up with me somewhere. See if he can get Mr. Nicholas. As for you, player, I want you to take over while I'm gone. Mr. Nicholas has met you in person, has he not? I don't want to risk you blowing your cover in front of him. Plus, considering your level of skill, you should be able to handle at least one Alchemon all on your own. But before then, do you think you could guide me out of this place? Well, we did learn a few things today, didn't we? Mostly about Nicholas, but what exactly is he up to, and why was he here earlier? Well, you'll just have to find out next time as our journey through Revolu continues.